And it certainly does cast some doubt on the man whose radical side is slowly becoming more and more apparent. And here with reaction is the #1 New York Times bestselling author, Culture of Corruption, which is now available in paperback. Michelle Malkin is with us. Michelle, it was great to see you in Vegas. Thanks for being here at our Freedom Concert.
It's a very special cause, raising money for the families of fallen troops, the scholarships. I had a great time, Sean, especially hearing you sing The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
You notice I haven't shown that tape yet this year, which I might do.
That's a bootleg tape for sure, yeah.
No, believe me, there's enough YouTube out there to make me look bad. All right, here's the thing. Every day we learn something new about this controversial imam. Every day now, they have an excuse for everything. We find out he supports not a two-state solution where Israel would be a state. He supports a one-state solution where Israel and the Israelis would be the minority. Now we find out, oh, okay, he's basically what looks to me like a slumlord here. Your reaction?
Yeah, well, first of all, great work by National Review and Daniel Foster. They took the initiative to go and interview tenants of these low-income housing developments, which are, by the way, subsidized with taxpayer dollars. And apparently Imam Rauf has been a slumlord overseeing several of these complexes that have gotten government funding. And it makes you question the judgment of the city officials in New York who want to hand over God knows how much in government funding to help prop up the Ground Zero Mosque project, which would be run by this same man who apparently can't seem to turn on the heat and clean the filthy hallways of the developments that he does run. And we've heard from the Democratic city comptroller now that he may be willing to entertain the idea of forking over some $70 million in tax-exempt bonds to help Rauf out.
Yeah, all right, so this is what our government, a guy that says America is an accessory to 9/11, Hamas, which just claimed responsibility for killing pregnant women and other innocent Israelis this very week, which this guy won't condemn Hamas. Osama bin Laden made in the USA. America should be Sharia compliant. We pay for him to go to the Middle East, his wife to go to the Middle East. We are apparently distributing his books on top of all of this, and everybody puts their head in the sand. And I'm thinking, where are you, Mayor Bloomberg? Where are you, Madam Secretary Hillary Clinton? Where are you, President Obama? Does anybody not care about the radicalism of this guy, or are they just putting their head in the sand? I can't figure it out.
Well, I wish they were just putting their head in the sands and staying out of the way, but they are deliberately siding and standing with him, standing beside him. As you say, apparently the State Department is now handing out his books. Human Events reported that some 3,000 copies of his books have been subsidized with our tax dollars and are going out there on his Middle East, quote-unquote, outreach tour. And I question again the judgment of these city officials, because it's not just his radicalism, it's the shadiness of these project deals.
Where are the very people that would complain against the nativity scene or the Lord's Prayer or any mention of God or religion in a public school? Why are they not offended that we're rebuilding mosques as historical sites in China and Pakistan and sending this imam to the Middle East and potentially now going to fund his Ground Zero Mosque? Where are these, ACLU liberals?
Yeah, good question. Crickets chirp when you ask where they are. And I think the silver lining of this entire debacle, of course, is that it's illuminating so many of these galling double standards.
All right, Michelle, appreciate you being with us. Thank you very much, as always. And it was great to see you the other night. And